welcome back to another episode of Ramblings in the Basement. It's your boy Theory.
Not.
Ivancito.
Big Papi Chulo, baby.
Big Papi Chulo's
Yes,
in the
sir.
side, so when the videos, you're not going to see him.
Just gonna be a
He's
disembodied
camera shy,
voice.
sorry.
Yeah, you're just going to hear his voice. His
He
beautiful,
needs a safe
his
place.
beautiful voice.
Yeah. We're trying a new software for recording. I don't know if you guys noticed. It's different. Well, I guess
didn't know.
Yvonne, because you guys don't usually record with us. But yeah, this is a little different. Hopefully with this we can record for as long as possible, because the other way we're the other thing we're using, we're recording directly on Anchor, and that shit would cut off the recording after an hour. So hopefully this one works. We could just keep recording nonstop.
And
Camera's over there. You kept pointing at that
I'm
thing.
not, because I'm pointing out like this thing. I'm saying like this thing.
You're like looking at that. I was like, but they can see us right there.
but
Yes.
we're doing a
Camera's
special
over there.
occasion.
Oh yes.
We're smoking a blunt on the podcast.
Which is also legal in our state, so fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
If
got
you
no
ain't-
restrictions.
If you ain't 18, fuck off.
21.
20, yeah,
21.
you're right. You're right.
It's 18 to view, 21 to use.
Yeah.
So you gotta be 18 of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
So fuck off.
Unless it's on Patreon. Anyone that pays for like a Patreon video, it has
So
no
if you're
age
5
limit.
years old and you pay for it.
Well, I mean, you would have to do it with your parents' card,
Yeah.
though.
Oh, facts,
so it would
facts.
be, to even be able to access that would be
Yeah.
with parental exception. With like YouTube, though, anything. that-
Theoretically, but let's be
Yeah.
honest, they'll grab your parents' credit card. They won't even fucking know.
Where the fuck did 10,000 V-Bucks come from?
But yeah.
So, hey,
What were we saying? Oh yeah. So we're smoking. So kids, fuck off.
There's no hair on them testicles.
But to
Go
be honest,
away.
it's already on explicit. It already says explicit on the podcast. So kids already shouldn't be watching this shit. To be honest, but I know they're still gonna be on here.
Yeah,
we
any
always got-
conversation that is brought up here, I know for a fact, is not going to be for anyone
Yeah.
that
yeah.
isn't open-minded or above the age of 18.
Yeah,
touch a
I
lot
don't
of-
think this would be interesting to kids, anyways. To be honest, just the topics we covered.
A lot of sensitive topics at that, too.
Yeah. But speaking of
today-
sensitive topics,
so today, did we tell them what the topic is today?
no, that's what I'm saying. Speaking of sensitive topics, go ahead and introduce it.
So today's topic is going to be about guns. It can be about gun control, gun violence, anything to do with guns, honestly. What we think about it, if we're against it, if we're pro of it, or any little situations with it.
Gun baby all day long.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know what? Let's start this with something, because I already know I think a lot of us are, I would say, pro Second Amendment.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any restrictions that you do agree with?
Oh, of course. There's definitely some people that just shouldn't have guns, for example.
Most
like,
definitely.
like the guy you were just talking about before. He was talking about, like, I wonder what it feels like to get stabbed. I want to try stabbing someone.
That's
So maybe you shouldn't have a gun.
Yeah, okay. That's
Oh, what about it feels to get shot?
I
You
guess-
go up to a random person and shoot
I
them.
was also talking about like maybe like certain types of magazines, certain attachments, like the bump fire stock. You remember I was bringing up that I'm not very educated, or I don't know everything about the situation, and I am
Oh
looking
yeah,
at the camera.
I guess we should start with that. I don't know much about guns either.
But from
so-
what I have heard, that in some states where they made semi-fire weapons, assault rifles illegal, the way they got around that was there's a way that you can make your gun that, again, I do not completely understand
a trigger for
at
it.
all. That if you were to shoot and then push it into your shoulder a certain way, or move the it'll fire again without you pulling the
Because there's a
trigger.
recoil.
So you can essentially take a gun that wasn't automatic or burst fire, but if it had a semi-fire ability, you could, if you were good enough, you could essentially empty the entire clip by only like
They
pulling the.
also have where you pull the trigger and then you let off. That's 2 shots.
Yeah, I think it was something to do with that. Like you could do that plus a bump shot, which would fire
that's
3
basically-
rounds.
That's basically full auto if you're quick
Yeah,
enough.
so like those kind of things, I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily agree with. I get hunting, I get home invasion, but you do
No,
not.
I definitely agree with like banning full auto too, because you don't need that much. Like, even if you're having, and I've seen some situations where people fight off like multiple home invaders, and even then, it's like they're able to do it without like full auto. I think full auto is a little overkill.
And even on the terms of home invasion, ain't nothing gonna beat a sweet old pump action buckshot. Like you don't need an assault rifle.
You really don't. If you ever want to go to if you ever go to a gun store and they'll be like, I need a gun For what? What do you got? You got this, that. I need something that's gonna kill like zombies or anything. All right, they're always gonna recommend a shotgun. A shotgun. If you're not even good if you don't have accuracy, it don't matter. It's gonna go everywhere.
But it kind of
It's gonna
matters
go
a little
everywhere.
bit because you're gonna fuck up your house. If it's like in a home
But see,
invasion.
and that's kind of where I've always had very mixed feelings with like AR-15s. I get the appeal in the sense that like if the government were to turn on you, or like if you had in a militia or any fanatical group coming at you.
Yeah.
But when people, I'm not gonna lie, this is a very unpopular opinion. I don't see the AR-15 as an effective home defense weapon. If you're talking about being inside your house, like defending yourself from someone coming down those stairs or coming through your front door, a shotgun or a pistol is going to work better than any assault rifle, I feel like. You're going to have more mobility and you're going to have more control.
I've actually heard arguments for the opposite, to be honest, because I've heard ARs have better accuracy because you have both hands
in
on it.
accuracy, yes, but if you're going up those stairs, are you going to want something this long or this long?
I don't think it's that much of a difference because you try to use the gun before they're close to you.
Well, it's which one could you shoot accurately without looking around the
I
wall,
would
though.
say a pistol is the best home defense gun.
And
Yeah.
that's my point, is that, you know, if you get too long, when you're going around that corner, you're fucked. Where with a
Oh, yeah.
pistol, as you're walking up, you can shoot around the corner while you're walking up. An AR-15, you have to display yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never really seen...
But that's a rare situation where you will have to turn the corner
I'm
like
talking,
that.
That's why-
but that's average home defense,
Hey.
though. We're talking these buildings.
If you remember what I was telling you though, that's why the best thing is just get a shotgun. Say hello to my little friend. There you go,
Once somebody
Yeah.
has a little
dude.
Well, I guess that's again back on
But
Team
I'm just saying,
Shotgun. You
'cause
could just
personally,
shoot through
'cause
the wall.
Exactly. Oh, you're hiding behind the wall. I got you.
Like,
All right,
dude,
thank you.
Like, now that I think about it, there's not a
Easy
spot
kill.
in your house that'll survive a buckshot blast. Maybe the stonework over there, but nah. Not a spot in this house.
And also, I think it's stupid round capacity. Now, my old gun that I used to have was 6 rounds plus 1 in the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
If I get into a gunfight, that guy is 15 plus 1 like my new Glock has, and I have 6, and I miss, let's say, with the 6 shots, I'm fucked. I gotta reload. That guy still has 12 more shots to fucking get at me.
Yeah.
So I think it's stupid how some areas would be like, oh, well, you can only have 6 in your gun, or you can only have 10, or you can, like,
I think it's to a certain extent magazine because like
for a handgun.
yeah
I think
for a handgun,
like,
for a handgun I
extendo
think those are dumb.
Wait.
But like drum magazines,
I
I,
don't
feel
know.
like that's excessive.
Dude, there are
Wait,
have you
wait,
ever seen
wait, I got
the
a
Glocks
question.
that have drum mags on
If,
them?
that's
like, you have them,
excessive.
I was
do you
gonna
have
say
them,
this.
just have them on the side and like not use them, or you can't have them at all.
Honestly, there's some areas where they'll be like, oh, you can only have 10 bullets in your gun and like 10 round mags. So you can have like
On the side, yeah.
you can
See-
have multiple 10 round mags,
I don't
but you can only have a 10 round mag. You can't have.
I don't agree with that because I feel like any size clip should be legal because if you want to get a clip this fucking big, okay, that's just a joke
No,
at
but I
that
feel
point.
like if you buy the gun,
Drum
you buy-
mags, I do
buy
not
keyboard
understand.
this. I feel like if it comes with the gun, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just
Yeah.
I
Dude,
do.
Oh, but you
The
can't.
stock-
But the one that comes with the gun you can't use.
Because mine is 15, but if I'm in an area that says I can only have 10, why would that?
Yeah.
So those 5 extra
So
shots.
that's a lack of gun manufacturer. Fuck, I can't even talk. That's the company and the government failing because now they're making guns that aren't legal, but they're legal to sell.
They're legal. Well, some areas it doesn't matter how many you have. Like it could be the county or the whatever, state, whatever. But
I'm gonna do this.
I feel like aftermarket
Yeah, for sure.
extended clips shouldn't be legal. But if it comes with the gun, you should be fine. But like, why should I have to go buy a mag for this gun that only holds 5 less rounds when I should be?
See, I don't understand clip restrictions. I do understand like drum mags. I don't think
Yeah, I
things
don't
should
think
have
you
drum
should have
mags.
yeah, I don't think
but-
you need that much.
I don't think there really should be any restrictions on your clip. You know what I mean? Like if it's a
Yeah.
normal magazine, I guess I would say 20 rounds should be the maximum for a pistol.
Yeah.
Because then at that point you're moving out of the realm. Like
After
once you
that,
hit
you're
20,
coming
that would be drum mag. I feel like,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I think 20 is definitely a good limit to put.
So
20,
like,
yeah.
Because after that, I mean, you can always reload too. It's not like you just have 20 rounds.
yeah, but if you only have one mag with you, and it's a factory mag that came with the gun,
You should be able to use it.
you should be able to use it.
Yeah.
The kid that stopped the mall shooter, he had the same gun that I have, 15 plus 1. They said it was illegal because
I heard of that.
I heard
about
that. Man, stop. Like, I
He
love.
got
I've
like
seen
58
that.
It was like a
shots on him,
40-yard
like with
shot
a
too, right?
pistol. Yeah.
but he was in an area I think that only allowed you to have 10
But
bullets in your gun.
I think that's another part of the argument that people do miss, though, is because when we hear about these things, as the defender, you're not the offender. So by the time that this situation even came to your awareness, you're aware of the shooter, you've heard the gunshot, and you probably already have a rough idea of where he is. So how many shots do you really need? Because like you said, this man had practice. He obviously hit a 40-meter shot. He was aware of what kind of gun he had.
I'd rather
And
have enough than not enough.
you know, you're right, but at the same time, though, as the defender, the person in the defense of the situation, I feel like 9 times out of 10, you'd already have,
Sorry.
you know, the spot that the shooter was unaware of and a clear view of him.
That's not always the case. Like in a home invasion case, you might not know where they're at. You just hear someone
it's-
in your house,
Or you don't know how
and
many
you just,
people.
you know, like you just hear someone downstairs.
You
I
don't-
want to say something.
That
though.
that is very true, but I kind of disagree on that part. You know all your entrances and your exits to your house.
But you don't know where they're at if they're already inside.
You're right, but you also know where you've already covered, where the sound's coming from, and possible places that they could be coming from.
But,
and if they're downstairs and you're upstairs, again, a clear shot on the stairway, and what are they going to do?
Well, that's if they're at the stairway though. But like, say you know, Yvonne comes down his stairs. They're in the fucking bathroom, and he's checking the living room, and they come out the bathroom.
But again, I'm talking a defense situation.
That
In a
would be
home
defense.
invasion, like, you stop where you're at and you hold your aim. Like, why would Yvonne come down the stairs and die for them stealing pantry food? It's if they come into his room where he's at.
Well, why are you just gonna stay
No,
back
'cause
while they're robbing
what
your
about
house?
your family?
You can't just stay back while they're robbing your house.
You
Like,
can't. Yeah, you gotta protect your family.
What if you missed the 5 shots that you had in your gun?
I guess that is...
What if that wasn't enough to put them
But
down?
my point on that, too, is should you really have a gun if you haven't adequately, like, trained for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not
but-
always easy to hit them.
Yeah, but from
if-
20 meters,
No, but if
I've
you-
shot
that's why you
guns
gotta action
before.
for that.
20 meters, if it's your gun, and 20 meters, a gun that you've purchased, which you've obviously gone to the range with, will be easy. Okay, you've hit targets this big, probably, from about 50 to 100 meters away. A fucking grown man or
But those
woman
are still
from 20
targets
meters. Second?
Those are usually still targets. That's the big
Still
difference.
targets too, but again, how big are most people's houses? You're talking, you know, you
even
still
even
wouldn't have to
just
do
outside
anything
the
but follow
houses,
their
some
body.
people,
There wouldn't be any bullet delay.
You can be
It's
able
in my
to
eye.
just your
It's
house,
not just your house. That's true
outside your
too.
house and out.
No,
So
but
sometimes they
I'm
see
not gonna shoot somebody
Right.
for just going in my yard.
look, wait, guys.
What if you see them coming up with guns already?
Okay, and then you get dropped.
To go back to what happened to the mall, because I was trying to say something, but you guys kept on talking.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. Was like you hear a lot of things about like things bad about guns, like about shootings and everything like that. But look, nobody really talks about like the situation, like a guy that like someone that actually knows has experience with guns, where the guy he saw something that was happening, he saw he was gonna kill people, or like or
He did. I think he did kill some people.
yeah, he did, but he stopped it from being even
It
worse.
could have been worse.
It could have been
a lot
worse. And like someone that actually knows what they're doing with like a gun was able to prevent
There are a lot of
something.
stories like that,
Yeah, there's
too.
a lot of to prevent stuff.
And the
from
fact that
happening.
he's actually even getting tried right now kills me.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's
What?
completely getting tried, but the cops are upset because, like Freddie brought up, I think one, it's illegal to have guns in the mall, period. And then two, I think he also had a clip that wasn't legal.
But it's
to
actually
have.
not illegal to have them in the mall. Like,
not illegal
it's
to
just a
have-
private property, so they could just tell you to leave, and you have to.
Well, yeah, they can say that it's against the rules to have them. You
Yeah.
can't get arrested for it, but that is breaking mall rules.
Yeah, but that's
It's
not legal.
against the law.
Yeah, like it would be illegal if someone came up to him and told him to leave, and at that point he's
The law is
trespassing.
different than rules.
Well, at the same extent, though, people do have a right to their own place. Like, we talk about home defense, but then we turn around and say the mall can't enforce their
No,
own
no,
rules.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying that's not a reason for him to be tried.
But it also adds on to the fact that not only did we have one person with a gun in the mall that they shouldn't have had, we now have two people in the mall with a gun.
Yeah, but that
they
doesn't add
shouldn't
to the trial
No.
But if
for
there
his
wasn't
trial.
a second person in the mall with a gun, then the shooting would have been.
have. Well, then whoever had a gun in that mall and ran out, they a bitch.
If you have a
But no,
gun,
I was just bringing up the idea. It's not. I'm not that I agree with what's going on, but possibly the way that they're looking at it. I guess.
Well, I think it's more to do with the second thing that you were saying, which was like the magazine.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because I don't think because it's not illegal for him to have the gun in the mall. It was just he could have got kicked out and he would not have been able to say anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you have to go put it in your car. Or something.
Yeah.
So, how long do you think if that does go on and he doesn't win it? Is it like a felony? Is it a charge?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
to
don't
be
know
honest. I'm not a
because that's
lawyer, I
not like
can't-
a complete. Yeah.
I don't know all the
again,
details like that.
Well,
It could
we're
really go
we're
either
on like
way.
small talk mode. You're talking like
But I mean,
some real
honestly,
yeah.
questions
they
here.
honestly charge him with anything. Like, the dude saved the day for
The-
hundreds of people.
That's what I'm wondering. Like exactly.
I mean, they're just trying to get him on something.
I mean, if he was there to see him first pull out a gun before anybody got died, he would have probably taken a shot. He would have stopped
Yeah.
something that would have been an issue.
He still did stop something.
He did stop him, yeah, but he already had taken lives, but who saw that coming? Like, he
Yeah.
was there at the moment.
Did they ever find out if the gun the killer was using was legal? Do y'all
I
know
don't
that?
know.
I doubt it
I
was.
feel like they never even focus on the shooters.
Yeah, because the biggest thing is when they bring up the shooters, and like there's definitely going to be at least one person that watches this podcast, and they're going to go, well, if guns were illegal, maybe the shooter couldn't have had it. And I'm
A
not
lot
saying
of times they buy them legally.
I'm not saying that that's a bad, and that they do have legal guns when they go to do this crime, and I'm not saying that that opinion is a bad opinion. It's just one that sometimes I feel like
It's not thought out.
No,
Because-
they won't completely think out that I feel like 70% or more than half of the time that a shooting is involved, it is ghost guns that actually do the most damage to society.
You know what I think if guns disappear? If
can't.
that
They won't.
it won't.
They
It
won't.
won't.
That's the
It
thing.
won't because we have the. But if ever it did or whatever, the thing what's gonna cause is that they're gonna be more stabbings than.
No, I'm not.
If you actually
no.
look at
you don't
England,
get what I'm saying.
that is true.
I'm
England
not-
has as many stabbings as we
Bro,
do
you
shooting.
don't get what I'm saying. I'm not saying they won't because of the Second Amendment. I'm saying if the guns became illegal, they would still exist.
Oh, yeah, of
Criminals
course.
still
There's
have
more
hands on
guns than humans.
Criminals already have guns. They already you can't stop people from getting guns. That's why it's stupid to make it illegal because now you're just stopping law-abiding citizens from getting guns. Because criminals get guns already. Cartel has a whole fucking black
You
market.
can make guns.
Yeah, exactly. You can make guns. You can 3D print guns now.
That is true.
And it's not even being able to make guns. You can make projectile firearms so easy with gunpowder. I mean,
make
people
fucking
don't even realize
flamethrowers.
that fireworks are practically like mini bombs, dude.
Yeah, I mean, people make
that
cocktails
easy,
all the time.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have something called like a bump stick. You push a round down a barrel and you hit it and it shoots off a round. That'll kill somebody.
Yeah.
Shoots the bullet. Anything that you
That's why
I do think that there really is something that really needs to get addressed. Is there is no right answer. I feel like with this one.
I think a big answer is mental health. I don't know if
Yeah, you know what? Maybe addressing the society's
root,
problems.
Yeah. You gotta address
Wouldn't-
the root of it.
Yeah,
Instead of
because
asking the person if they're mentally ill, they should do some research on them. 'Cause when
Exactly.
you buy a gun, it asks, are
Yeah.
you mentally ill?
But it doesn't actually look into it.
and someone that's
I could be the
just
most
tripping
illest
out
fucker in the
just
world,
is
and
not
I
gonna
can
say
I don't
that.
remember which one it was because there's been so
Right,
many
what are
fucking
they
recent
gonna-
mass
what is-
shootings.
what is-
But
What's gonna stop them?
one
from
of the
saying
mass
no?
shootings, they did they did the test and the screening and they passed it. They got the gun legally. They passed the background check. But on their social media on Instagram, they're posting the most schizo shit. And he's like, did you not even take a second to look at his Instagram page before you sold him the gun? Come on now.
Yeah, I do think that.
So
if
how
you
come
do
jobs are
wanna-
doing better background checks than
I do actually think that if you want to buy a firearm, that the government does kind of actually have a right of invasion of some privacy.
Yeah. No, it's for the safety of people, and I know a lot of people don't like that idea of like for the safety of everyone. But this one actually, I feel like it really does matter. So you gotta give up a little bit of privacy if you want to own a gun.
I mean, it's already legal, and we already all agree that felons shouldn't be able to buy firearms. So why is it not okay that if they can check their criminal history, to not be able to check your social history as well?
Right? To show signs of
To talk to your parents, to talk to people that you went to high school with. Like, part of me really does believe that if I wanted to go buy a firearm, that you two or my closest friends should have been involved in the questioning. You know what I mean?
Like,
that
think he's
if
sane
like
mentally?
Freddie bought a gun, which I'm quite aware that when I go and hang out with Freddie, that now he will have a firearm legally. To some extent, I do feel like maybe your neighbors should have some say in that. Quite
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah,
I mean,
because if you, what if like people would be posting like stuff like killing things, and then
yeah, I
people
mean, how,
see that like
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy that you gotta have a fucking reference for your job.
You know,
But you don't
as
even have
humans,
you don't have a reference
and
for guns.
As humans, and I know you two aren't, people that have just, lived a complete and utter city life, Animal abuse happens a lot.
oh yeah,
You
yeah.
you see those friends that'll like burn bugs or step on like the little
Yeah.
shit and stuff. You definitely that should be a first sign that the society needs to like push to be able to go, no, that person should not have that kind of accessory to these items.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have like make sure that they value life. Like as cringy as that sounds, but like there's
That's
some
what-
psychotic people that just like they'll just kill you just to kill you because they don't realize
not
the
even
value
that.
of life.
But as fucked up as it
I
sounds,
was just thinking that too. Like you have to like if you see a bird, you're not gonna want to kill a bird like unless you're like oh no I can kill that bird and get the gun and boom. Like no, why are you gonna kill a bird just to kill it?
Realize
and
that,
that's the biggest thing. Are they the type to hunt? Are they the type that are, just trying to make sure that their
Protect,
friend group's good? Are they just trying to make sure that their society's good? And I think that's another thing is where they're like, as fucked up as it sounds, what kind of social group they're in and, where they're at in that social group, I do feel like should really be evaluated before you can buy a firearm.
for sure. So I think you have to have multiple people though, because there's the idea of the red flag laws, where it's like, I feel
Red
like,
flag?
yeah, I don't know if you guys haven't heard that, it's like kind of a similar idea, but you're technically only talking like one person, and it's like one person can like red flag you, saying like you're like psychotic or whatever. But that could be people that the thing people have against those is like a crazy ex could easily just be like, oh yeah, he's crazy, you can't have one.
And I see that's why I think it should be
It should be, like,
people
multiple
that
people.
are actually around you,
Yeah.
multiple people that are around you, because you could get true ass answers like, yeah, this guy gets angry sometimes, but he's got in my face and screamed and then walked away because he realized he was getting belligerent and apologized to me later. I don't think he'd actually be a danger with a gun. Now,
Yeah,
when his
exactly.
ex turns around and goes, he used to get in my face and yell at me and then walk away. That shouldn't be a red flag.
Yeah, sometimes
You
they
know
like
what
to
I mean?
exaggerate too. Like he was
Yeah,
abusive
so
and he
I
was
feel like,
this shit.
Yeah.
being open and honest within that kind of that program
Yeah.
would promote the truth of like what kind of person this is. And hell,
Yeah.
even then, part of me is like, even if this dude is an asshole, why shouldn't he be allowed to get a hunting rifle though? If he just wants to hunt deer, that's completely different than selling someone an AR-15.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, there really is no right answer with this.
I think like I said, mental health is a big thing because
And hunting promotes
yeah.
mental health with some people. Some people don't even go out there just to shoot the animal. They like sitting out in nature and kind of becoming part of it, part of the whole thing. So that's another like whole dilemma is, do you prevent people from hunting even if they're a little off when that's what helps them not be off? You know what I mean?
yeah, nah, but like there's a difference between being like a little off and then being like I'm gonna go kill someone just
Okay,
because
well,
they
that's
pissed me
true.
off. Because I think I don't know. I was thinking like because I've like heard of like different people having this argument, and different points being made towards this. And people have said like in the past it used to be a thing where people like everyone had a gun. Like people used to take that shit to school. Like they would just like take their hunting rifle to school and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go hunting after school. and they just take that shit out their lock and go
Well,
hunting.
in certain regions, yes. I don't think that has always
It's
been.
cool.
Yeah, people used to take like their shit to school, so that's why I was
What
like,
the
I think it's more of a mental health issue where it's like, you can't even think about like taking a gun to school now because like that shit's so dangerous now because you can't trust people.
They pull it out, be like, what you say? You're talking to my girl, huh?
We're not mentally like stable. I feel like
Yeah.
as a society, just most
Well,
of
and
us.
see, on that note, what makes it even worse is like, let's say you do bring a gun somewhere for self-defense. If someone else is doing the same thing and they see you with a gun, what's to
Yeah.
say they're not gonna go, oh shit, he about to do it?
Yeah, he has a
You
gun.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like that
exactly.
is always kind of something I feel like a lot of people need to address too.
Too
is
many people on edge. Yeah.
If too many good people are on edge in the right spot,
yeah.
it's gonna start a fire.
There's actually a real situation like that. I think two people shot at each other and they both thought they were just doing like self-defense.
Yeah,
So it's like none of them got charged, but like, you know, you gotta
got
try to
in a
avoid
whole-
those situations still.
They got in a whole ass firefight because two people that are so tired of today's like school shootings and mall shootings are now going out with firearms to defend themselves, and they're so on edge. You see a firearm or something like
Yeah.
really shady, or someone that's like hitting somebody, you're just gonna assume the worst, and it's
Yeah.
sad you have to live in a world where you do have to assume the worst nowadays.
It's a lot of
I know, I
lack
try
of
not
trust.
to,
It's
but,
a lot of
like-
lack of trust.
And this is why we had the conversation we had earlier.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of lack of trust. Like, you can't trust strangers anymore. Like to like for anything anymore. Like you can't even trust them. Like to have a peaceful day next to them now. You gotta be on edge watching, everyone
But
around
why?
you. Because of the shit like this, the fucking terrorists and like mass shootings and shit.
And I mean, it's
And it's not
even
just
that,
like,
too.
and I'm just saying like I'm doing that, but I'm just saying that's I feel like what leads to it is everyone's on edge like that because of everything that's going on. And
Yeah,
it's
I
like
guess
you
you're
were
right about
saying, like
that.
it really depends on your area too. Like obviously in this area we're a little bit more laid back, but like in cities like Chicago,
Okay.
people are like
Okay,
on
yeah,
edge,
yeah,
like
That's a whole different. Yeah, you're right about
And
that.
then even around here, you have your own different kind of on edge because maybe it not be coming your way, but we all know that there are groups within this area, and I'm not going to drop names because I don't want to like give anyone
no,
an
honestly,
idea
yeah,
of where
even
we're
in
at.
this area, yeah.
Is that if you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, you could be in between something.
No, you're right.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I have noticed in this area too because, to be honest, we've already given away where we are.
Oh, have
But
we?
yeah,
Well, like in the Northern Virginia area, for real.
But,
I mean, people do beef, and if you're just if you're driving by in between the wrong street when two people are yelling at, like, who's to say you're just not
So-
going to be in the
Yeah.
wrong
I
place?
came into this conversation a little bit late. You guys heard about the Manassas shooting the other day?
No.
No.
Sam's car wash?
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Same thing. One of my buddies ended up getting shot being there. Being around the people that started shooting. Got shot 4 times. Twice in the leg, twice in the back.
fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He's doing good now. He can't walk really. Yeah, doing therapy and shit. He had to get a lawyer because he shot back. So he's dealing with that. He says it looks like it's in his favor. But still, he was at a car meet, at a car wash in Manassas. Didn't think anything of it. A fight broke out. 2 guys started shooting. One of the guys was already wanted for murder for stabbing someone in Old Town Manassas
Oh, wow.
in February.
See,
Wrong
it's shit
person
like
on
that
the-
where it's like if he was already wanted for murder, he shouldn't have had a gun. So,
So where did he get the gun from? You know about that?
so he
yet?
might have already had it before the charge for murder. To be honest,
It's
But then
probably
if it's
always
if
been
and see that's another
but you
thing.
should
where-
already lose. You should.
That's
lose it.
another thing where society really, really fails as of lately too. Because in an area we all live in, why didn't we know someone had stabbed and murdered somebody, and that they had known they had sold a gun to him at one point? Why was that not broadcasted to all of us to be aware
I don't
of?
think anybody sold him a gun because he's had previous charges before. But
Well, he had to get it from somewhere. So someone sold it to
Yeah,
him.
but-
It's just under the radar.
So if it was a
it's very
ghost gun,
easy,
either way,
but
why
it's
were?
very easy to get illegal guns off other criminals.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but still, why weren't we made aware that there was a dude going around stabbing motherfuckers?
Right, we could have at least been known like, yo, this guy's on the loose. He's wanted for murder.
Like, can y'all
Right.
keep an eye out and just not get stabbed, please?
But it could have been something we missed over. I mean, shit like that happens in Manassas every day.
No, that is true. I mean, the part where you
Yeah.
used to live too, Manasseh, you told me there's a lot of stories there.
Yeah,
That's
let's
happened
not bring all that fun
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
Barberstone, Georgetown South, like all that area, fucking shit.
But yeah, that's low-key why people are on edge because shit like that. Because you never know, like when some shit like that will pop off.
I don't leave my house without it. I fucking keep that bitch with me everywhere I go.
But see, and that's another concern I have. You know, if police are showing up to a shooting and they see you there just shooting the dude that started the shooting, what do you think they're gonna do? You,
Well,
I'm not gonna shoot.
usually though,
cops were
usually the gun's protocol is like to tell you to stop first, and it's like once you see the cops show up, you know you stop.
yeah, fair enough.
So you're not just gonna be like, oh, the cops are here. I'm gonna still keep shooting at him.
Yeah, just keep going into the firefight, wave to them, and
Don't mind me, cops.
don't mind me. Just doing my citizen duties here.
Hopefully they get a badge after this.
What you're in, wearing.
The cops show up and you're like, oh, I'm the one that called you. Just let them know. First things first.
Yeah, so
I called you.
You're on my side.
there's simple ways to go around getting shot by the cops if you've been involved in a shooting. But
I mean, yeah, for sure. There have been mass shooters that have been taken in by the cops because they cooperate with the cops. I think I might have stopped recording. I don't know. So I don't know if we hit the 30-minute mark. Yeah,
How long have we we've been
we hit,
off?
we hit the 30-minute mark. So video turned off. But yeah, like Freddie said, just follow protocol. Don't be dumb. You won't get shot.
to say the least.
But what else? I don't know. I feel like they interrupted the conversation. It's the camera.
Plus, I feel like there's just not much more you could really cover about guns at this point because I feel like
We got our opinion out there.
kind of just addressed.
What
it.
about flamethrowers? What are your thoughts
Hell
on that?
no.
Why not? I think
Those are technically legal in like most states, I think, too.
Well, that's because
'cause-
you can have the big torches
Yeah,
because you need them to melt metal.
Elon Musk was selling the flamethrowers for, I think it was under the Boring Company. So
oh, that's a new company, or that's another company.
yeah, that's another company he owns.
Yeah, supposedly.
I think he was selling flamethrowers under that. So I don't know. I feel like if he was selling them like casually, I don't think they're that legal. He's just selling them
They're not
casually to all
illegal.
his fans.
They're not illegal, but
But they are
it kinda
dangerous as
kills
fuck.
me. Yeah, and they're like anybody can just go out there and get a whole ass flamethrower.
Right, say hello to my food.
Attack helicopters. What about that? It's a
Ooh.
fucking war
Can we-
machine shit.
Can we own a chopper?
Technically, you're supposed to
Right?
be able
Yeah,
to.
you can own
Yeah.
helicopters.
But they're just
and
expensive
shit.
as fuck.
Yeah,
But I think
I'm pretty sure
there's-
you can own certain tanks too.
Yeah, I
and
think
get
there's an
them legal
old
to
an old
drive.
man that bought like a war
There's a
warship.
guy just
Like an
down
or
the road in
warship.
Knoxville. He has like 10 acres or 20 acres. He has World War II tanks.
Yeah, like,
What?
and some of them are illegal to drive on certain roads
Well,
too
he
because
takes-
they
he
use
has,
wheels.
He has like shows over there. Like he drives people around on his property with the tanks.
Ooh, nice.
That'd be pretty dope actually to try that out.
Well, I drove by. I was coming back.
And Pro just sees like a World War One going on in this dude's front yard.
I was coming home from somewhere. I looked out the fucking window and there's like a bunch of cars, and all I see is a fucking 2 tanks. Like,
Imagine
Start
if,
jousting with the tanks.
yo, imagine if if there were just a bunch of people doing like a what are they called when they pretend and to like
role
do,
playing?
yeah, not really like
LARPing?
it's not like whatever it is.
It's a reenactment.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
reenactment.
what's
Like,
called.
imagine if he just saw like 2 American tanks chasing after like 50 dudes in dress grays. And Freddy's just sitting there like, what the fuck?
I was confused.
Ah, that was
with that shit, dude. It was cool. I almost wanted to go there and be like, hey, give
Can I
me
get a ride?
But like,
I am
That's
the
pretty
captain
dope.
now.
I look, you want to try that though. Just being in a tank, just see how it feels.
Right? It'd be dope
Probably
to
be
try
hot
it
as
out.
piss.
I know
Yeah.
guns are always.
I wanna shoot it.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
They're probably expensive as shit, the ammunition for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know guns are always gonna get in the wrong hands of the wrong people,
Yeah, facts.
no matter what. And if they ban the legal right to have guns for good citizens, and there's still bad people getting murdered and shot up and shit, I mean, I just think the world's gonna.
I mean,
Do you think they should raise up the age limit to 21?
For handguns?
Every gun.
oh yeah, for sure.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Because-
think
Because you can buy an assault rifle at 16.
Yeah. 16.
You can buy
It's
hunting
18.
rifles, can't
It's
you, for
18.
16?
Did they bump it up? Is this
Yeah.
rifle?
Well, no, at like 16, I think you can get a hunting rifle gifted from your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
But,
yeah. If you
I mean,
get-
I think
get
it depends
gifted,
too
yeah.
with every state. But
And
I think
the-
that's fair because like hunting rifle, you're gonna go hunting with like at 16. You're old enough to go hunting. I
yeah,
think.
and if your dad hunts and he's
Yeah.
trying to get you into hunting, I think 16 is a
Yeah, I
good
think
age.
that's fair.
I do think
Specific
that 21
Yeah.
though for assault rifles, pistols, and shotguns, because I think something a lot of people need to just accept with that kind of gun rules is that when you turn 18, 9 times out of 10, fucking 16 to 20 is a real
I mean,
big
you-
changing period in your
Yeah.
life, and that really isn't just who you were as a kid or who you're going to become as an adult.
That's which I guess goes with that too, is that our brains are not fully developed like around that age 18. We're not really, we don't know what we
Yeah, there's still
do.
a lot of 18-year-olds
Yeah.
there.
We
like-
don't have
Yeah,
a
yeah, I
career.
feel
We
like-
don't even have an idea of
I
what
feel
we
like
want to
more
do
like
as a career.
21 to like 24 is when we start to like actually start like it's
So
finishing. It's
well,
finished.
I think technically we don't stop maturing, like developing until 25.
But I
that's-
think you have more of an understanding of where you're heading
Yeah.
around
I think
21 to
you're good
22.
though. Yeah, I think 21 is like a good age though, where you kind of get what you're doing though.
But what it's called? What do you guys think about 25 then? Is
No.
it-
25. I think
25
that's
is way too old.
Yeah, I think that's too old. Because you got to keep in mind, like by 21, I feel like you're already old enough to get yourself in situations where you might need to self-defense.
If you're old enough to drink, you should.
And that was actually another thing I was going to
Yeah.
bring up. How many people that are 25 plus actually going to be out in the world and maybe in danger or crazy at that point? All the crazies in their age group's already done it, Ivan. You know what I mean?
All the crazy shit's like younger. It's like,
Yeah. Okay.
so usually by like
You wanna
25,
be doing
30s.
that? Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, at that
because-
point you usually cut those people out of your life. By that
And
point,
even at that point, we talk about all the crazies in our age group. They've already expired.
right?
by
They're,
the
they're
time
either
they're in
they're either
25.
dead or in jail. So,
They say that
Yeah,
unless
good
they're in
point.
jail or dead, that around our age or a little bit younger to about 46, 47, they say, is like the age gap between like school shooters, mall shooters, just mass shooters in general,
Yeah.
like people that are like committing crimes, murder, robbery, whatever. So after like 50 is usually when it kind of dies down.
Yeah.
You've already lived.
but you don't care enough to do a shooting. You just don't care enough. You don't have enough like.
Your world,
drive.
That far in life, you're already going downhill from there. So
You're like, fuck this world, but I don't got enough. I don't want to put enough. That takes too much effort to do a mass
Yeah.
shooting. Fuck
I
that.
like they get to the point where they hate the world to the point that they just simply don't give a fuck what happens no more.
Yeah.
They just let it go. Goodbye.
basically,
You're
Yeah.
right though. That's yeah.
But I think a lot of it too is like the younger people. I think it coincides with the fact that there's like a lot of people are depressed nowadays, and like
I feel like our
Suicidal.
age group
And
had a
social
lot of.
media-
I think it's the fact that they're suicidal.
And then
It's like they
social
don't give a
media-
fuck at all.
Well,
like,
I
if you're
think-
willing to give up your life, you don't give a fuck
I
about
think
other
it's
people's
we
life.
had
The
also
thing
a
is,
lot
social
of.
media can be brutal as fuck too. Like,
It's not even that. I think we had a lot more expectations as children in our generation for what the world should have been. We were just fed lies about like what America was. To be honest, in a way. And if you really, really look back at it too, I remember my parents being very like, because of what 9/11 happened, that terrorism was like a super huge threat that needed to be
Yeah.
confronted in such.
No, there's definitely been
It-
like a lot of stressful shit around the world happening. I think
and
the world's been
it's-
going downhill in general.
And I think it's the consequences of, the previous two generations' actions, that
Yeah.
like rush of, because of what happened in World War II, of, oh, now we have to do this, this,
I mean,
this.
back in the day, like when my parents were in fucking school and like their parents were in school, like they'll tell us stories all the time. Like they used to go to school with shotguns sitting in the back of their truck in the windowsill.
Yeah, but that was also during the Cold War. No
That's
one
what
in
we're talking
America
about, too.
was the
Yeah, people
enemy.
used to take their guns
That's
to
just
school.
that's 30 years ago. They were
Yeah, it's like a few generations back.
But that
not
was
even
a
that far.
few recessions ago. That was a couple wars ago. Like, I mean, we act like that's a really long time away, but
But I mean, for guns have been around for fucking
Since we started, to be honest.
they've never been at this caliber or strength.
I feel like
Yeah, we
the
know
Well,
stuff.
more
but-
social media has been coming
Yeah.
around, getting in people's hands is the worst. That
People say, yeah, I guess. 'Cause technically, when the Second Amendment was written, people were allowed to have cannons. Like you can have a private
Could you
cannon.
really? I didn't know that.
You can have a private
Oh
cannon.
shit, that's something I really got to bring up then, because you know everyone's favorite thing to fall back on the Second Amendment is it was written when you could only have muskets. If you could have had cannons,
you could have cannons. You could have
okay,
warships,
yeah, that
bro. You got-
changes. They knew exactly what they put on that fucking
'cause
paper.
They wrote that. They wrote that like keeping in mind that they might have to fight off a tyrannical government. So you have to have, at least equal, powers to fight them off. So you were allowed to have like warships and shit, which back then wasn't like the warships now, but
Yeah.
you had cannons on your ship.
Because if we ever needed to run over take over the government, we got it.
Loki, I would have rather lived in that time. We could have had a whole ass galleon, y'all.
Bro, we could have been rolling up on horses. Bro, that would have been the shit. Fucking musket. For the
Cowboy hats.
Imagine just
Yeah,
being like,
cowboy
I am
on.
done with your shit. Just ride off on the horse.
Your horse doesn't want to go. It starts gets distracted.
Hey, come on.
I would have rolled with a fucking camel. I don't know about you guys.
A lot.
Camel would
Camel.
die.
Bro, your
in our
camel would
climate,
die, yeah.
bro.
I'll be
that
like-
shit would start snowing and he'd just roll over immediately.
I'll do an alpaca.
I'll be out running
Break
y'all.
his fucking back, bro.
The horse is the fastest, bro. I'll be out running y'all. I'll be like, y'all slow as shit looking back.
Same.
I'll be on an ostrich.
Who won the
Ostrich.
race? The turtle or the hare?
Say again?
Who won the race? The turtle or the hare?
The horse.
That is true. The horse can run fast forever and just won't stop, bro. The rabbit cockhockey.
But the horse will stomp the turtle out. What you mean? Crush him.
Look, have y'all seen the videos of like horses eating the little the baby chickens
Yeah.
and the rabbits?
What?
Not the
Nah.
rabbits, but I hear I've seen chickens.
Yeah, so I didn't know this, and they're finding this out because of social media and the internet. That apparently sometimes herbivores will get a little bit more protein than we had once thought.
Yeah, look, I heard that horses be eating like animals too. So they'd be like,
But they
eating, like,
don't
squirrels and
hunt.
shit.
They're like it's kind of just like here's a little ball of meat kind of thing.
So fuck it. You got meat. You got meat.
Motherfucker walked my cross.
I mean, to have muscles like that, you gotta have protein every once in a while, man.
That is true.
Just imagine you had like a fucking steak walking up in front of you. You would take a bite. You'd be like, oh yeah.
Low key, if anything, that's just
Why did I have this talk today? So, not gonna say the name up on the video, but there's a certain person I was talking to today that said he wanted to kill me at one point. And we were talking about like hunting, and he's like, "Yeah, but
I prefer hunting people.
well, he said that he never tried duck."
The most dangerous game.
That was actually a
He
good
said
book
that he
too.
can
It
only have
was.
a couple pieces of duck before he thinks about what he's eating and gets grossed out. But I'm like, it's the same, I guess, for fish and like turkey. But I was like, I eat a chicken all fucking day, and I think about a chicken. Or I eat burgers all day, and I think about a cow. And it's like, when I drive by a farm and I see a big fucking Angus beef walking around, I want to take a bite.
This motherfucker. So I want to take a bite of the raw cow.
But this guy's like, oh, I can't have more than 2 pieces of a duck because it's gonna make me feel bad because I thought about what I ate. I'm like, bitch, if I
Bro,
see
you
a cow,
talking about killing people? You gonna feel bad?
That poor ducky.
see a fucking Angus beef walking around.
And that's the part that kills me. Why you get regret after you shoot the damn thing? You might as well eat the whole thing at that point. Like, if you shoot me for meat and then you take 2 bites and be like, damn, this monkey was sentient. I'm gonna be pissed wherever I'm
You
at.
kill me for nothing?
Like, you could have just left me alone at that point, bro. Why'd you shoot the duck at that point?
Yeah.
Wait, but he's the one who shot her?
No.
Okay.
No, but we were just saying.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't eat a duck because I think about eating a duck, and I feel bad because I'm eating a duck. But I was like, you think bad?
Aren't
about
ducks
chicken
stupider
or-
than chicken, too?
I mean, I go to Popeyes
I
and
don't
all I
know.
hear is buck, 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 buck. That's
Is it by the Harris Theater?
He's talking about Popeyes.
Yeah, dude, fucking, I mean, shit, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
It's just me.
Maybe you should just start sending them duck pictures every day.
Duck pictures.
Yeah.
Oh my, whack.
Bro, you gotta do
Crank.
that one meme. Have you guys seen that one meme where it's like vegans were trying to do like some protest where they started posting pictures on the steaks at the grocery stores where it was like a picture of a cow and they'll give her a name or some shit, and be like, my name was whatever, like Stacy, and they'll try to give her like a background story, whatever. And
And
people,
it always
cow?
ends with "I wanted to live"
Yeah.
too, but your
And then,
decision took that away
people
from
were
me.
like, I'll start looking for one with my name.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that one because it says I'm gonna start looking for one with my name and then go get a Coke bottle with my name on it too. I've seen that meme because they brought the Coke bottles in with it too. He's like, we can get a cow with my name and a Coke bottle with my name.
Yeah, they're really making this shit personalized.
That didn't help at all.
There can only be one.
But what if they thought of that and they knew that was gonna happen, so that's why they did that.
I mean, it was vegans doing it. They're protesting.
Yeah, they were protesting that
They're
shit.
trying to make you feel bad. Because they're like, look, this cow had her life.
They do that with like cigarettes.
I was
They
like,
have,
you made that
pictures
shit
on
up.
the
That
back
bitch is
of the
what?
cigarettes
Her name
and
wasn't
everything.
Stacy. Don't lie to me. Her name wasn't Stacy. So,
I knew that guy.
yeah, that bitch's name was Heather.
The part that's funny is that cattle
It's just all
farms,
that.
they don't get names, they get numbers. So those stickers are so full of shit.
Yeah, actually, right.
You're right.
The only
Fucking
ones that
number
get
them.
names are the ones
She
they
was
use for
314.
milk and reading.
Yeah.
How do we go from guns to names of cows?
So yeah, you just the
So yeah,
meat
guns.
that you ate
Cows
was just
shouldn't have guns,
101.
right?
There you go.
That cow's name was 123, bro. It was not Maria.
That cow should
Bro, speaking of cows, I don't know why we talking about fucking cows with guns. I just imagine the fucking Chick-fil-A cow with a fucking gun.
More chicken.
Fucking strapped Chick-fil-A cow. But that would
Yo, go get the
that would
ball.
definitely sell more food. A strapped Chick-fil-A cow. Dude, I would go to Chick-fil-A more just because of that. Just to see him strapped. Like, oh shit.
just assume strapped.
But he's not fucking around. So I'm not,
fucking around,
I'm not
no
eating
boy.
cow anymore. I'm eating chicken. So you bring the bong.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Good finale. We're gonna end it with a bong.
Let's go. I'm gonna proceed to cough my lungs out.
You know, I feel like a big topic that we kind of, I guess, big. I don't know what to call it, but like a big point that we just jumped over. So we smoking weed and we talking about guns. And I just remembered, like, technically, if you're like a medical patient, that disqualifies you from having.
Not
a
in
gun.
the state anymore because it's not medical, it's recreational. So it's the exact same as alcohol. So then anyone
They
that...
took the question out of the.
Oh, is it now?
But I think they took it out.
Huh? Yeah, they took it out too because there is also kind of a level of... I think people were backlashing it because then why would they ask about this and then not ask about your alcohol or your nicotine
Yeah.
consumption?
Oh yeah.
Because technically, because the reason behind it wasn't even about that. It was about if you need it for medical use, that means you're technically not mentally, like. You
See,
have, like, a
the only
mental
thing that I had brought
deficiency
up was
technically.
insomnia.
Physical, mental.
What happened?
The only thing I had brought up to get my card when I had gotten it was insomnia.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
So you're not mentally
But I
ill.
think it
You
was-
have a sleeping disorder.
I think it was specific then. I might be twisting it up. But I think it was if you got it for depression or anxiety.
Or you can
Yeah,
Because
so
some people get the medical card for that, for depression or
but
anxiety.
then I think they stopped that because again they would ask if you would because like you said it was for people with depression and anxiety. That's what the question was. But then people like me and you were getting turned away when it was literally just because of a sleeping disorder.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know that much about it. I just brought it up because it was like something we didn't talk about. It's like weed and guns.
I know
So,
it's
like,
not
some
like
people
that in
aren't-
Virginia anymore though.
It's in some states though. I think you still can't have it if you're medically. Like if you're just a medical patient, you can't have a gun,
Because
that disqualifies you.
Oh yeah, you can.
which I think is dumb.
When I used to buy my guns, there used to be a question. It was like, if you smoke or if you stay under the influence of marijuana, check yes or no. And if it's checked yes, then they won't let you buy the gun.
See, that's stupid because if anything, being high is gonna make me de-escalate and not want to use the gun. See, if I'm high as shit and I'm pissed off at someone, I'm like, I'm high as shit, so I'm gonna be like, all right, let's just talk this shit out. I feel like that's what weed's gonna do to you.
Yeah, like who the fuck smokes weed and turns around and goes, I want to go to the shooting range and then I'm gonna go smack that fucking deer in the face with a 12 gauge, you know? Like that's not what that makes absolutely zero fucking sense. And even then, the part that kills me too is the question is it says, do you stay under the influence of marijuana? I smoke it maybe once a month. You know, you don't have to sit there and go, yo, I'm fucking baked 24/7 and got this shit because I have a social disorder. So I don't think that question is really all that viable or can even be proven. Because you said no, but did they piss test you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only way they could is if you're a medical patient, because that way you're registered.
But in the state, it doesn't work like that anymore.
But yeah, that really, I don't think that's gonna be a problem anymore because it's becoming federally legal. But yeah, I just want to bring that up. You got like 10 minutes. Oh, actually, no, we don't, because I forgot we're not recording on the other app. You can record for as long as you want.
Yeah.
So we don't gotta cut it off at an hour anymore.
Do that. You want to hit? Hey, I know you want to hit.
No, because I think that works even better. The only person with a gun on the podcast as of right now does not smoke marijuana with his firearms. So if you want to bitch about that, go ahead.
Exactly. We don't have guns under the influence. He has guns. He's not under the influence.
Exactly.
He's protecting us.
You know what? And he said, you know what he said? He said no.
Breaking this motherfucker house, bitch.
Oh, shit.
Yo, but real shit, like, back then, before it was illegal, like, I wonder how the fuck did Snoop Dogg get away with that shit?
Yeah, no,
Like big rappers, you know, like,
Money.
yeah, I guess money. You just pay your
What
way
kind
out
of
of
question
it.
was that, my guy?
Yeah.
We live in a capitalist nation, not a communist
You're
one.
right.
Money can take you anywhere.
I mean, it goes even in a communist nation. Money could take you anywhere.
Well,
still.
you need social status too. Social status.
money.
and
Money brings you social status. I feel like if you got that kind of money,
I mean, not if you were born into it, though. In most countries, it's kind of like established. Like, you're not just going to walk up and become friends with Kim Jong-un, you know? Unless your granddaddy
facts.
was his granddaddy's lieutenant type shit.
that's facts. That's why you got the money. You buy your way. You buy your status.
Yeah. Yo, good luck working your way up in that
You
hierarchy.
just buy your status.
You'll get out of the gulag here soon, buddy. 40 years tops. Maybe 50.
Hopefully it makes it out.
Oh, your lungs collapsing? Okay, you need to go over here.
Bro, you don't make it out. That's the thing. They just sell you the idea that you can make it out, but you never can.
You can scam your way to the top in the United States.
You really can.
I mean, you can actually work your way here. So like,
I mean, you not even scam. You really could work your way.
You
to
could
the
actually
top,
like
too.
work your way like the right way here.
I mean, you're
just
talking
gotta find
80-hour
the right
work
way
weeks,
to do
though.
it.
But I mean, it's possible with a little bit
You gotta have the
of.
work ethic. You gotta think. You gotta be smart about it too. You can't, because I notice a lot of people, they put in a lot of work, but they don't put the money in. You know, they don't in the right spot.
See, when I was working at FedEx, that was where I fucked up. Because when I did work, you could actually put in parts of your check to go into their stock, and then when you quit, you could pull out.
Did you do that?
Yeah,
You never told me that.
yeah, they didn't tell us.
A lot of
about that
companies
either.
do that, to be honest. Whereas like,
All of them do
What?
that. Why wouldn't they want their workers to invest in the stock? It's good for them and it's good for you. You working there raises their stock, and as long as you're working there, the stock is going to continue to raise.
I think
It's
I
a
remember
win-win.
Tesla got in trouble for something
Damn.
similar.
It is a
to be
win
honest.
fucking win, bro.
If I knew that, I would have done that too.
Yeah, and if I
would've
had really thought about it, I would have done that too, because apparently I'm paying them to use part of my check to handle the stock. So I don't even need to watch it. It'll just sit there until I start working for that company.
Yeah,
True.
damn.
Here, we'll give this to where I'm about to put
And
it
then
in
you
the
could turn around and take that company, and that money you made off that stock, and take it to your next company.
Yeah, I remember Tesla got in trouble for something similar. I think.
Yeah,
they're-
what's their? I'm gonna check what their
I think they had like like
stock.
they didn't have like they're like not giving some benefits to the worker, but instead of giving them benefits, they were giving them stocks.
Yeah.
And that shit was supposedly worth like a lot more than the benefits would have been worth, because Tesla stocks are worth a lot. So
Oh,
but
yeah.
people were
It's
getting
always-
upset about it.
They're like, oh my god, they won't give me health care every month.
It wasn't
Here's
even-
$3,000.
But the funny part was, it wasn't even the workers that were complaining. It was like, well, like protesters. And, like,
So it
So
was
like-
just people that weren't minding
Yeah,
their
people
damn
just like the
business.
bitch. People just like the bitch, bro.
It's the Karens. It's the Karens.
Yo,
People just
mind
like
your
the
damn
bitch.
business. If I sign a deal to receive this for my work, it's not your
Wait.
fucking business.
So you're telling me
Yeah.
they would have give us a full stock or just like,
I
put
know
money?
he knows more about this, but I mean,
Well, I think it's different for every company, so
Okay.
I don't know.
oh, you're talking about for FedEx,
Yeah.
not so they were gonna. From the way I understood it, is that I could sign off for like a certain like percent or a certain like dollar amount
Uh-huh.
to come off my check every week, like every time I got a check to put into the stocks for them.
So it might be like with my mom. Her company, they did like a similar offer where it's like they take a percentage out of your paycheck, and it's like you're basically buying the stocks, but it's just they're doing it for you. But then at her company, they would match whatever she put in. They would match her, so they would give her,
Damn.
And see, I didn't know how all that works,
Okay.
but what I did know is that the way that I was essentially, if you're working somewhere and you're actually busting your ass and you know shit's getting done, if you invest in the stock,
you're basically investing in yourself.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
FedEx right now is
your boss gets richer, you get richer because
It's $233 right now.
yeah, mail is up there. Look at Amazon too, and you want to know why?
The Amazon's still up there.
No, Amazon's crashing. Did you not look at it?
This guy's fucking big.
Dude, Amazon's getting
True.
fucking
I think FedEx is going to take over the mail industry. To be honest,
yeah.
I-
They need to like start an online shop, like,
no, go back to that
Like
website
market,
you were
'cause-
on
because
originally.
that's really Amazon's thing. It's not just the shipping; it's it's the whole marketplace.
Do Amazon's at 134? No way.
That ain't gonna last long.
No way. I thought it was at like way higher than that.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
everything's down right now. I feel like the economy is down.
Not completely, because there are places that are going up, like he just brought up with FedEx. Is that because of COVID and the
No,
economy
no,
being
no,
down,
that's
more
not
people
the
are
right
ordering
one.
stuff, so they don't have to buy gas or they don't
That's
have
like
to.
a handful. That's like a handful of like most. I mean, we're in a
It's
recession.
enough to
we're in a recession,
create
though. Like,
some stocks that are not experiencing it though.
yeah, no, for sure. Like, there's definitely. I mean, there's always going to be some stocks that are going up because no matter what, someone's always going to be profiting in one way.
Clog this shit somehow.
I thought, to be honest, I thought there was a stock that was like around like 1,000, 2,000.
Wasn't that GameStop there for?
No.
GameStop shout out
Yeah,
for
that was
for
it.
some time. And that's still going technically. Like they're
I
still
thought
trying to short
people
it.
will still fight.
Yeah, they're still shorting, I think.
Wasn't that the whole thing that happened with Robinhood?
Yeah, right. That's why everyone.
You know what's
left
funny
Robinhood.
is I paid one of those apps and or websites or whatever to essentially go through my device and see if there were any leaks or compromises to anything I had put on it. And you want to know what the only thing that came back was?
was Robinhood.
Yep.
That's sketch.
I had dude, I have gone to some places on that phone. I was not expecting to get a legitimate stock app to be the only thing that had leaked any of my information through my phone.
Damn. I think the best stock to use, at least for me, that I use, would be Weibo. I don't think it's like the best, but it's a good one to use.
Yeah.
Weibo. That's what, at least that's where I have mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
No, I mean, that's how conversations work, bro.
Yeah, tell them how you missed out.
Talk about guns again. So
How you
Yeah,
missed
bring up
out.
more gun conversation.
With the,
talk about the gun
Dodge Lulu.
stocks. Do
No,
gun
with,
money do they have stocks?
Hold up, bring up Cabela
With Dodge.
stocks, Yvonne.
Cabela-
Cabela
Dodge one.
stocks.
Bring up gun stocks. Like gun company stocks. We'll mix it up. I'll talk about guns and stocks. Are you happy?
What's a good company that sells guns?
Smith & Wesson.
Cabela's?
What's the
Oh, what you?
6
What?
Oh shit, Yvonne. Where'd my lighter go?
So what was it?
Do you have my? Oh yeah.
SIG.
space
Yo, imagine if their stocks are just up big time.
You have to in public.
6 Hour makes some good shit.
Oh, they are.
They are up. They're not huge, but they're up.
They're
I mean, yeah, a lot of people have been
2%.
buying guns. To be honest,
it's
Oh, yeah.
I don't know a lot,
26.
but I do
That's
know
what
if
they
everything
are.
is green, that is good.
I mean, yeah. No, I mean, I think a lot of people have been buying guns recently too. So it doesn't surprise me.
I wonder,
really if
are
they're
they
still
buying directly from the source though, or are they buying from these off stores?
probably buying from like
The highest has
distributors.
been it's at $39. The lowest has been the 52-week low. It's at 18. So it's 52 weeks. I don't know how much that is in a year or 2 years.
I don't know what year it was. I think it was
I'm
last
pretty
year.
sure 52 weeks is a year.
Is it?
More than confident, yeah. I
Then
may be wrong.
if that's the year, so it's like for a year it's been 18. That's the low. 18 is the lowest it's been. For a year, the highest it's been is like 39.
Huh.
Yeah,
That wouldn't be a really great stock to buy in though. How
So
much is
then-
it right now?
25.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy into something like
No,
that.
no, everything's
You
low
said
right
Glock.
now. Everything's dropping, so it's good to buy right now. Like right now,
True.
I'm not saying buy this one. I'm not telling you to buy whatever. But like if you actually look into and research,
I have been looking into
at this
Weeble as
time
of
it's
lately.
like this time is now is the time to invest. I'll say, if everything's low, but that's good because in a year or two, or like in 2 years,
It's gonna keep going down. It's gonna be enough more than a couple years, I think.
yeah, I say 2 years, 3 years. I'm not.
If
That's
we
that's
even
what
do
I.
go
That's
back
my
I
up.
think
opinion.
it'd be a
That's
hopeful.
that's my opinion. I'm not a financial
you're being
advisor.
a
or
little
anything.
optimistic about
I'm
this
not
world
a
right
financial
now.
advisor, but I'm just saying I feel like 2 to 3 years.
Maybe, but I think it would have to be a more long term.
Dude, I gave this planet about 2 to 3 more years. This man talking about the
This
stock
country
market.
has 2 or 3 more years. What do you
Like-
mean? It's like,
Okay, yeah, if we think that. Yeah.
Putin gonna go a little
bro,
too
we still
far.
got 2 more years
and
of
then-
Biden. Just keep that in mind. We still got 2 more years of Biden, and he's already fucked this country up in 2 years.
No, he fucked up in a month.
He fucked it up in a month, but he's been making it worse and worse. So we're just gonna keep going down
Can
for
we
2 more
impeach him?
years.
Impeach him?
Kamala Harris comes in if we impeach him. It's worse. Trust me. That's why.
Can we
That's why
impeach
nobody
both
wants.
of them?
That's gonna be a hard process to get through, because it's not easy to impeach a president.
Because if then I'd rather have Biden.
Kamala Harris, dude, that's the only reason they haven't gone through with impeachment, because he's had so many offenses where he could have been impeached technically, because
Yeah.
they technically already found a way where he's connected to what Hunter Biden was doing, was like bringing in money from other countries. So he's technically
do
already like that's corruption, bro. What do you mean you can't do that? He
Well,
was,
you
he was like from the government. He was like their aid shit. He was they're basically like scamming people. He was bringing in money from what was he Ukraine, I think. But yeah, basically the evidence has already come out that he's basically part of it. Like, I guess they don't have the smoking gun evidence because they don't have his actual name. They just have the big guy. But everyone knows it's him. They just don't have the evidence to indict
Wait.
him.
So if they bring money from they're bringing money from over there and exchanging it, but like,
Because we're sending money to them to help them,
uh huh.
and then they're just taking it.
Oh. Okay.
So we're not even actually sending aid to the Ukraine like we're pretending we are.
This is going to them.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's fucked
I
up.
thought we were just sending them money for them to purchase the items, though. Because we didn't have the manufacturing strength as of right now to supply it.
Well, I mean that might be the story that they're given, but there's already evidence that Hunter Biden has been collecting money.
From them?
Yeah. So I mean, he was like working as an executive for this company, whereas like he has no fucking qualifications to be working as an executive. So they're technically saying they're paying him for that job, but it's like the only reason he has that job is because he's fucking Joe Biden's son, because he doesn't have any qualifications. He's a crackhead, bro. He doesn't have any qualifications.
Oh yeah, that's what they talk about too.
All I'm saying is,
He fucking record. He posts everything too. He takes pictures of it. He documents himself committing crimes. He's a dumbass. He fucking documents
I am the
everything.
president's son. I am going to record myself committing a great
He
crime.
he recorded himself having like hiring like underage prostitutes too. Like he's doing the money. Like he's a dumbass, bro. Which I mean, he's a crackhead, so I guess like you can't expect him to actually
Joe
think
Biden,
straight.
He must have been a fucking crackhead as a kid too. Man.
Probably, I'm sure. I'm sure that shit didn't come out of nowhere for Hunter. So,
Look how he that.
well, he has dementia right now. That motherfucker old as shit.
That motherfucker was born with dementia. Ronnie, do you regret voting for him?
I have mixed emotions about like the whole thing.
I still think it was rigged.
And nah, because I look
We're not allowed
back
to say that.
and,
So,
and nah,
for the
because
record, it was
raise
not
your
rigged.
hand if
It was
you're
not
on.
rigged.
Hey,
It was
raise
not
your
rigged.
hand if you're on Truth Social. By the way.
Nah,
Dude, you
nah.
Yeah. See, so
Because
when-
that's just not an Android. It's only on iOS. I can't.
well, see, the whole thing is I actually did delete Twitter and it moved completely over to Truth. What I find so ironic, though,
Truth.
It's Donald Trump started his own social media,
Yeah.
and I'm
when he got
on
kicked
there,
off
and
of Twitter.
I read
Which I
what
thought
Trump
was stupid.
says.
That was kind of bullshit. Like he was a president. I feel like getting him off of Twitter.
No, and that's why I got off Twitter. Once this whole Elon Musk thing and the whole Trump thing, it was like, dude, you could put porn on here, but we don't have freedom of speech. Like,
Bro, and I mean, I took it off now, but I don't know if you guys remember on Instagram I posted, there was like child porn on Twitter too. Like I exposed that shit on Instagram, but I took it down because I was like, maybe I don't want this shit on my page. And, you know, I would like to expose it, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want to
But-
have.
me personally, I just started realizing there's just some inner circle shit that is going on
Nah, for
that
sure.
I think people don't realize. Because if you look at what Trump says on Truth, he's like Biden's best friend,
No, I mean,
he's literally wishing him good will. He's like, he's an old man and the strongest, like, but he says that in a good way. Like, he's one of our oldest
Well, yeah,
presidents, but yet he looks the youngest, blah, blah, blah.
I
Like,
mean, yeah,
literally being a homie.
people were saying that since he was running with Hillary, because he had pictures.
So,
with
I I feel like this whole, oh, well, you voted for Biden, or, oh, you voted for Trump, or you believe this. I think they're putting us on some bullshit while
It's a
they
distraction.
believe the same thing.
It's a distraction, which is ultimately, I think,
see
is
that.
globalization. To be honest, I think
Yeah.
that's the ultimate goal. Because I mean, it doesn't matter which party. A lot of times, they end up supporting shit that's bad for the country. And it's like both parties would do that shit just for their own greed.
I don't really have much regrets voting for Biden because a good part of me just doesn't think it really would be all that different in different areas if it were Trump. You know,
Yeah.
maybe we wouldn't have all these, political things
Well, I think
going
the
on.
economy would be doing a lot better.
The economy would be doing better, but I don't think socially, I think we would have continued having way more riots. and
Socially, I think we would have gone the same direction.
And I think,
Yeah.
and so it's just,
Because Trump talked a lot, but he didn't do shit socially, to be honest. He talked
he
big.
encouraged social disruption in certain areas.
He
though.
did. That's what I'm saying.
And-
He talked a lot, but he himself didn't do shit.
No, and I'm not saying that though. What I'm just saying is I don't think there really would have been all this peace or solutions like everyone really. I don't see the difference between the two. I really don't.
Well, I see the difference economically for sure.
Well, economically, sure, but
I was like, oh, we've had
and
4 years of
definitely in
Trump,
definitely in foreign
It's
policy
definitely
as
been
well,
much
because
better
the
than
country, no
previous.
other country the countries don't respect us now. Foreign countries don't respect us at all. Like there's the Mexican president made fun of Biden.
Yeah, but
He threatened to make a fucking trade war, and he was like, oh, I'm so scared. He was literally making fun of Biden. I was like, oh,
I just
damn.
really don't care for their either politics. I think
Well,
both parties
I
are
think
full
that
of
matters.
shit.
I think that matters because then they try to take advantage of us as a country.
There are
There's
our
def-
neighbors.
I mean, that's already happening with
countries.
China.
Yeah.
High key, they're already walking all over us. And it's like with Trump, it's like they at least somewhat had some fear of him, whereas like they didn't want to test him, where they know Biden's not gonna do jack shit.
I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
we're just
the
heading
fact
to the
that-
end of the world
I was
either
just-
way,
yeah.
so it doesn't. And we're really just fighting about how do we want it to end. In my mind,
Nah, I mean, yeah,
But that's why I keep on saying, like, why do we think
that's
that?
why that's what I'm saying. Ultimately, Trump would have just slowed it down, but it would have still been going in the same direction. It would have.
well, we would have been fat and happy until we got nuked.
Yeah, but why do we get? See, yes, this is where for me, it's like we don't have to lead to that point. Like,
What point?
I don't think
what you guys are
America
thinking.
created that, but I do think Russia, from what I've looked, Russia going a little too far with things because you
Yeah.
know how the Russian monarchy before they overthrew it
Oh, man, that's
sold us
another thing too. Yeah.
sold us Alaska.
Uh,
Russia is now trying to claim that Alaska is their territory.
But yeah, that's another
I can tell
thing.
you
Like,
right now,
Putin is trying
if
to walk all over
Russia
us too.
puts Russian troops in Alaska, it's going to be the start of World War
Yeah,
III.
bro. Like, Putin's walking all over us too. I mean, that's another point. Is a lot of people were saying like if Trump was in office, Putin wouldn't be walking on that.
We have-
and
Did you see
there's
the
evidence
did,
too.
Did you
There's
see the
actually
video?
evidence.
Did you see
behind
the
that.
video of them holding hands, like shaking hands, Putin and Biden, and then they're making they're saying, "Look, don't you see like headlights? Right? Oh, don't you see that Putin's scared of Biden? Look at the stare. When he looked at him, he looked away. And he gives him that heavy stare. He's scared
Bro,
of
Putin has
he's
no
scared of
respect for
Biden.
him. Putin has no
Bro.
respect for him. And you know that's saying a lot because I'm pretty sure there's like rumors about him that he might be sick. Putin, it's like he might have like some illness. So like he's sick and he still don't give a fuck about it. He's still not scared of Biden. He's like I'm sick and I'm gonna still lead this war.
Probably why he doesn't
Dude.
give a fuck.
That's
He's
honestly,
already
that's
probably on his way
that's
out,
another
so
thing
he's
people are
like, I'm
saying.
taking all of y'all
That's
with
another
me.
thing people are saying that it could be dangerous because he's really trying to get back the USSR. He's like trying to like rebuild that honor.
Because I think he knows
So
that
for him, it's all or
he's-
nothing for him.
I think he knows that he's at the end, and I think he maybe wants to replace the image that Stalin had, and maybe become what rebuilt the USSR before he dies.
Yeah, I mean he's like an all or nothing.
Hasn't
right
he
now.
been visibly losing weight over the past couple of years? I've seen through the pictures.
But dude, he has like a black
getting
belt
more
on
pale,
something
too.
too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Dude, if you're
but
fighting
he's old,
cancer
bro.
or getting
He's
chemo, it
I guess
doesn't
you're
matter
right.
what
That
fucking
doesn't
You're
matter.
right.
belt
You're right.
you got.
He is how old is he?
I don't know.
Dude, he's up there. He used to be
But
in
he
the
was,
KGB. Like,
he was in the
everyone
KGB.
always wants to bring up, like, oh, why does he care so much? He was in the Cold
Yeah,
War.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He has experience of
He
fighting and everything. What would he
probably
be-
spied in NATO countries several times.
No, he's actually like really smart and like he's
Yes.
really capable. He's
Yeah.
he's just getting to his older ages, so he's trying to get this shit over with. To be honest,
like Trump's age or like
probably
I think
around
probably
there.
around
70?
in between Trump to Biden's age.
around that age, yeah.
what is that, like 60, 80?
Probably. Well, we can look this
It's
up.
definitely older than 60. I think it's
How
like 70,
old is
80s.
Putin? Like, imagine I look this up and then KGB just start running through the doors. You're asking too many questions, American.
No, but I did want to bring up like
the
that.
Russian spies.
It's like-
Holy shit, he's 69. Let's
69.
go.
Oh, damn, he's getting up there. Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying about China, like they have no respect. I was just watching a video recently about how they threatened to shoot down Nancy Pelosi's plane if she goes to visit Taiwan.
Really?
I was like, bro, that's bold as fuck. Like they just
But hold up, I also know
That's a
this
bold-ass
because I know someone that was apparently like he's like in service. Apparently, China and America just go back and forth all day. Like they'll say they're gonna shoot us down, but all they're really gonna do is they're gonna send a ship to go along that ship and follow them throughout the trip, or they're gonna put a plane within like 2 kilometers of their plane. Is all they're gonna do.
I mean, yeah.
Because
thing-
they're going to be
you
like,
think-
this is Chinese, worst place, blah, 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 blah. And America is going to do this is international
Yeah, that's what I'm
space,
saying,
blah,
like,
blah, blah,
they-
blah, blah.
It's like,
No, they always do that, though. They always say that, though.
so we'll see.
I don't
We'll
know,
see.
China-
Hopefully that's all
The
it
way
is. But
the way China's gonna get us, honestly, is
Have you not
These are
seen the
data.
videos of China
I feel like
saying
our
this is
data.
our airspace, you need to
Dude.
leave? And then he's just like, I'm not breaking any international laws. I'm not leaving. And then he's like, meow. And then he pulls off. Have y'all not seen that video? Literally,
Yeah,
look it
I have.
up.
I have.
China and America just fucking meme on each other. It's like a shit. It's literally an Xbox party.
well, I think high key is because China's scared to start a war too with us.
Yeah, they don't, because another thing,
don't wanna start an
everyone
all-out
always
war.
acts like China's this big thing. They don't have,
do you think China
they
and
cannot
Russia will go
move
together?
all
Huh?
the men
I
they
think
have.
Russia and China will.
But you
join
got to keep
together?
in mind that Russia and China are both third world countries. Like they're not as advanced. Like he's saying, they're not as advanced as they put out to be. China
They
might
don't
be more
have
advanced
the
than
movement
Russia.
power.
China's more advanced than Russia, but even like I don't know if you guys
You don't
have seen
think
the
they're
pictures.
more advanced than AI
Dude,
with
so
than us?
America, right? We could take almost like half of our planes. We could like take an entire 2 fleets there and still leave a fleet to defend. We'll have tanks. We'll have planes to drop off. All these things. Russia and China don't. We could like start an
But
invasion
how
in
do
a
you
week.
know? Like,
The
what
only
I'm saying
problem is that
I'm saying
if our
though,
leader doesn't do shit,
look,
none of our weapons mean
absolutely.
shit.
Look, listen. But I'm saying like China, they take a lot of our information too from our phones or computers or whatever. Like especially on TikTok. If you're
Oh,
watching
cool.
TikTok,
They're gonna fucking fight me because of the kind of porn I
dude,
watch. Fuck
you know what they do, but you know what, you know how they
we're gonna invade.
Look.
We're gonna when we invade the country. If
But
you don't
look.
help us, we're exposing the porn you
Think about
watch.
no, wait, listen, bro. But like the way China does, they have TikTok too. But the way they do TikTok, the way they set up how it is for them is they actually put like actual good videos, educational videos for like the people there. But the way they're gonna make us do over here, they're gonna like
You're describing psychological warfare, which is like, because I know you're right. Where they've been saying
That's
like,
where
the
they're
TikTok,
probably gonna get
the
us.
TikTok
from.
shit that
They might
trends
not get
here,
us in, like-
the TikTok shit that trends here is like it's to promote like stupid shit. That's why you see all these stupid trends on here, and it's just to dumb people down.
But I've also
Whereas in
seen
China is like
I've seen that backtrack on them though, because Americans have started figuring that out. They started downloading the Chinese TikTok and Discord.
Oh,
And,
word.
and I've seen it where they go in and they start posting American links to Chinese revolutions, what could break the law, what got people killed, people that have gotten killed in China for doing this. And like all you
Shit.
see is a bunch of them just start like losing their shit because I shit you not, you probably just got half the people in that Discord arrested.
It's probably
Oh, shit.
that's fucked up though, but
Yeah, so it's not working as well as they think it is because we just turn around and send
Yeah.
it back.
Okay,
well that
that could be
that
a
end
part,
of it is not working, but the other end
Yeah,
where
this-
they're dumbing our generations down, I think that part is working.
Well, to an extent, but at the same time, when you dumb them down, you also don't really make them scared of you either. Like if you keep making them stupid, when you make them think of China, they're just gonna think panda bears. So you're giving them a sense of
Well, but they're incapable of
comfort
fighting.
and-
Their idea is to get rid of our soldiers eventually. Whereas like we're not gonna have people that are fit for military.
But see, and that's
you know
all.
what,
I know.
They're trying to play like the long
But
con.
See, that's
You know
the
what-
hold up. But you want to know why Putin? You could look this up. You want to know why Putin hasn't invaded the United States and thinks no one will directly invade our land ever?
We can't.
The Second Amendment.
Yeah, that was.
It's not about the military. Four of us will get up and start shooting at their asses.
But that's why they're
we
trying
don't
to-
have to join the military to do that.
That's why they're trying to push gun control too, though.
Well,
I mean, that's another
possibly.
thing that
is
trends
what
on
I do
TikTok
worry
too.
about
That
with
trends
gun
on TikTok
control.
too.
Gun control will destroy. I feel like if we have too bad a gun control,
Because it was
Putin himself has said that the
it
only
was,
reason he hasn't invaded is because
it
he
was
doesn't know.
during
how
World
many
War II.
civilians
During
have
World
guns.
War II, the general for Japan said that too. He was like, we can't invade the United States because behind every blade of grass there will be a farmer with a shotgun. So basically, like if you get on, and the thing is,
We'll fight for our
technically
country.
because of the Geneva Convention, you're not allowed to shoot at civilians.
But civilians
like-
can shoot at you.
Yeah, so it's
they
like
start committing war
they're at
crimes.
an advantage. They're at
Yeah.
a disadvantage right off the bat
Oh,
because
shit.
So even if they did like win, there would be like traces of history of them just committing the most atrocious crimes. known
yeah,
to
because
man.
they would have to shoot at civilians.
The very
bro.
thing China
Well, I mean-
would complain about happened because of, like what Japan did to China, and China to this day complains
High
about
key- sorry.
would have to be like exactly what they'd have to do to
High
us.
key is a strategy that the Taliban started picking up, whereas like they try to give guns to like civilians so that they can
The
just
children.
so like little kids, yeah, exactly. So it's like you'll think it's just a civilian who walks up to like the entire squad and then just starts shooting them up. And then it's like you're technically not allowed to fire until they start shooting at you because you're a civilian. Once they start firing at you, that's when they stop being a civilian. So it puts you at a disadvantage.
And
So
how would
once
that
we
make your
shoot-
country look
So
too
what?
if
Wait,
it
what,
invades
so once we
something?
shoot the people, then they can shoot at back
You
at us?
become a combatant after that. Like you're
Okay.
not a civilian
Okay,
after
yeah,
that. Obviously, they can defend themselves. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have their own martial law,
Yeah,
so
but-
having a gun could be illegal at that point too.
And ultimately, I guess the Geneva Convention doesn't matter. Like if they did want to shoot at civilians, they could.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we don't have much to lose anymore. I'm bringing out the napalm.
But but yeah, Because honestly, a lot of people commit war crimes all the time. Like Geneva Convention really is just a suggestion.
Geneva suggestion.
Yeah, it really is just a suggestion. Because people break that shit all the time. Like at the end of the day, if you're the one winning the war, who's gonna enforce it? You know, if you're the one that won the war, who's gonna enforce you to follow
As
the
a
rules?
very wise Marine said to me and you one day, who gonna stop us? You remember that, right?
We've been going for like an hour and 20
Yeah,
minutes.
you remember that, right?
Yeah.
Who gonna stop us?
Nobody.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're losing credibility as a country because of our president. Because you're right, we still have the power. Like the firepower is still there, I think. And who knows even then? Because supposedly, and this could just be bullshit because we are talking about China again, but supposedly they have like actual nuclear weapons that you can use on the battlefield. So I don't know what the fuck that consists of. If it's like a rocket launcher with like nukes or some shit. But that's like a thing that they said they have.
I think like we all have that developed, but from what I've understood, it produces way too much radiation, and one wrong move and you're gonna blow up your entire platoon.
Yeah.
So even
Yeah,
if
that
you
does sound
have
dangerous as
something
fuck.
like that, it's like people have a lot of this like shit that we could imagine being great. But in practicality, do you really want a nuke in your backpack running around 18 people?
That's facts.
Or 800 people? Like, would 800 M16s not be better? You know, 800 AKs not be better than risking that one dude with
Just
a
take
nuke?
a regular rocket launcher.
But if-
It's
but
like-
if
Yeah,
you
at that
drop-
point, if you're
Dude,
talking about trying to wipe their platoon, why not just take a tank and a rocket launcher?
Yeah, like,
you
what-
know? That's a lot safer.
But, yeah.
And
And
what
a
if
lot
it-
easier to build and a lot cheaper.
But what if the guy with the bomb like just trips on a log or something? Like,
And that's my point. There's way too much risk and maybe a very teeny reward. That ain't like just dropping a nuke on
But
a
who
city
knows?
on
I'm
an
sure if they made a weapon like that, they'd have like some precautions.
Yeah, but
around
even
that.
with all
That's
those
a-
precautions,
There's always going to be the risk.
You're-
Yeah.
at that point too, how can you confirm that the shooter wouldn't be within the blast zone? So then you're talking about issues developing in your country because you're sending people out to go get fucking
Suicide
the-
bombers, basically.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
that would be
claim
bad.
that and China is very like we're not terrorists and we're for our people, and then they're like go nuke yourself for us. At that point, America can very well be they're essentially terrorists. Let's go.
Yeah, no, that's how you lose a war. Because I mean, I don't know how to fucking fight a war, obviously, but I've heard like that the best way to fight a war is like to make their own people not like them. It's like when you don't have support in your country for a war, it's like that you can't fight a war without support in your own country. And I mean,
And you also
That's
can't
low-key what we
fight on
found out-
two fronts. If
Yeah,
there's a
that's not
rebellion
happening.
in your own country,
Yeah,
why are
exactly.
you going to go invade another one?
Yeah.
You don't-
Exactly.
You don't think that's happening to us?
yeah, because I was gonna
Uh,
say that's low-key what happened with the Cold War. It was like that's why we low-key were struggling with the Cold War was because people here were protesting, they didn't support it. So it was like we still ended up winning that shit, but
I mean, a lot of people though, like, and I can kind of speak on this because both my grandfathers were drafted for Vietnam, is that it wasn't like a choice. You feel me? It was
Yeah,
a
no.
draft,
a lot of
For a
people ripped up
war.
their draft cards too and shit.
and it was
If you
like
do that, what happens? I know you gotta go to jail for.
You get arrested. That's illegal.
Yeah, no. But for how long is it?
I don't know.
until the war was over, from what I understood. But there is a level of Vietnam we shouldn't have done. I do
Nah.
agree with Korea, but I mean, you look at Vietnam today. Vietnam is a prime example. I feel like of
There's a
how
lot of war
communism can
crimes
work.
committed too during Cold War.
Yeah. And I feel like America would have way more credibility now if it had pick and chose its
Is
battles.
that what
during
was
Cold
the
War.
orange fever? Was it called? Was that one thing where they like spray? They basically it was like a bio warfare where they like poisoned the crops, and
Well, It was like
Oh,
Agent Orange.
Agent
with the,
Orange, that's
the
what's
napalm
called.
is what happened.
Yeah.
It was like the residue that napalm would leave over.
they just
in
like destroyed the
surrounding
crops,
area.
so people were starving to death, and like the crops were contaminated.
What a lot of people don't realize
That's
too
what the
is
Vietnamese were doing.
disinfected.
No,
all-
we did that to them.
This
Oh.
this happened to a lot of GIs too, where they didn't realize that it could actually fuck with the kids of anyone exposed to it.
Yeah.
And there is actually a lot of questions.
A lot of people
how
did get
many
fucked
people
up.
nowadays are experiencing issues
effects.
from the effects of their grandfathers going to Vietnam and being introduced to this. And
That-
I only really know this because apparently my grandfather did run into an ammo dump that had been lit on fire through napalm
Shit.
to pull someone out because there were people in there.
That's fire a little bit.
Well, and I actually kind of got to accept that too. But how many other people are out there just like me,
I mean, yeah.
going
Like,
even more batshit about it, not willing to address their own issues and try to get medicated and think about it?
yeah. I
Like,
mean,
how many people out there today are going through
that's
that?
that's Loki goes back to what I was saying, where it's like if you win the war, you get to determine what's a war crime because we pretty much got away with all of that shit. We got away with fucking the nukes in Japan. Like that really fucked up people too. The radiation.
I'm not gonna lie. There was it. We talk about the nukes with Japan, but
That was
Japan,
terrorism. That was terrorism, straight up, bro.
Nah, no, because you gotta meet a samurai head on, bro. If you look into the Japanese war, even after we nuked them, there were
They were still
platoons
willing to
that there was no way you were gonna win a conventional war against Japan.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
They
I'm
have that
sorry,
commitment. They have
Japan
that
is a
drive. They have
different
that drive,
breed,
but it's about honor for them.
They were literally taking themselves, going and throwing themselves under our tanks with grenades to unpin them, just to fucking disable the tank. Not even destroy it, but to blow up the wheel on the tank with themselves.
Yeah,
So
but
the rest
Japanese
of their
were ruthless.
platoon, dude, they are to not be treated the same in this conversation.
They were ruthless. I'll give them that.
was
That's the
honor.
only
It was-
reason because I remember hearing a story. We only were going to send the one nuke, but like you said, they were gonna keep fighting. So
Yeah,
we're like,
after
all right.
the first nuke, they didn't give a shit. Everyone's like, we dropped 2 nukes. Well, we dropped 1 and told them, please just stop fighting.
were
And they
not
were
gonna
like,
give
go
up,
fuck
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, they were not gonna give up after the first nuke. That's the only reason we sent the second one. To be honest.
And after the second one, like, all right, fuck.
But I think it is fucked up because at the end of the day, it was mostly citizens that got fucked up.
And it's sad, but dude, that's just they're a very honorable society, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. It was death before
I'm sure
dishonor.
they're down with it though. Like at the end of the day, like you're right. Like
It was
a lot
death
of them were
before
willing to
dishonor.
die before dying. Yeah, they're willing to give up life before being dishonored. So
If you I've watched some videos recently of Japanese vets that survived the war, and you know how most veterans get like PTSD. They 9 times out of 10, any Japanese veteran I can find from World War II, they have survivor's guilt, not PTSD.
she
Survivor skill.
guilt. Yeah,
It's where you're the only one of your friend group to survive like something traumatic, and you're upset that you lived and another one
just feel
didn't, or that
guilty.
you didn't die
Yeah.
with them. You just feel guilty
that
all
happens to
the
a lot of
time.
people in mass shootings too.
Is that why were you the one that got to live when someone that was younger than you or had better ideas than you died? Or someone that you liked more than yourself? But like that's the part that really kills me, is where most people that experienced warfare get PTSD. These guys get fucking survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Honestly, I gotta give props to Japan for being such a strong ally for us. Like for turning around so quickly. They're just becoming an ally.
I've noticed this too because it was really cool videos, because things that Americans had found on the islands while invading them, they're now returning back to the families. So like there was a video I watched where a guy had found an officer's flag and knew another American was going to take it, and I don't know why, but he kind of just pitied the dude because he just died, and he was like, I'm going to get this flag back to the family. And apparently they did that like during COVID.
I think that's a big part of honor too. Is like taking the L in stride. Like Japan, they took the L and they moved on. So that's I mean, yeah, but that's part of honor too. Is like you can't just be bitter, stuck on the past,
That's what I'm saying. Everyone wants to bring up us nuking Japan, but Japan.
right?
Like,
So, I mean, you gotta be grateful that Japan took it, and then they could have been like bitter and spiteful like Germany after First World War. It's like they're the reason the Second World War happened.
No, but everybody's the ones that don't. Everybody hate Germany.
no.
Nah. I mean,
A lot
during the First War,
of Europeans do.
Yeah,
but
right.
America, a lot of other places have just kind of moved on from it. I know that like Russia and a lot of Western European countries are very anti-German.
well, yeah, but I think Germany learned their lesson after the Second War. Like they forbid you from like bringing up Nazi shit. Like
Really?
you're not allowed to talk about that shit anymore.
They have to make 2 copies of every game that involves World War II, because America is the only one that can actually like just see the swastika without losing their mind.
I mean, we still got people that lose their minds in here, but we just don't give a fuck about them.
Well, at least in the video game sense, like it's illegal to have like Wolfenstein. They had to make 2 complete copies to sell it in Germany and in Europe,
Yeah.
some
Really?
parts of Europe. Yeah, because they had to make fake or find like Reich symbols that like were never used publicly to put into the game because you could not have the Iron Cross or the swastika.
Oh, wow.
Actually, let me look it up.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that.
And you know what game I'm talking about too?
Who?
Wolfenstein. Oh well, it's a game about killing.
It's a popular
Nazis.
game. I just never played it.
It's a game about.
I've
killing
heard of it,
Nazis.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I guess Call of Duty too. They had Nazis.
Oh yeah. I mean, they pretty much Call of Duty is based off the wars that we had. I mean, I don't know about the newer one. I mean, one of the newer ones, yes, but like, I don't know.
What?
I don't know if any of them are like based off. They just
All of them are.
All
Well,
of
they
them,
used to be before they started like making up wars like for the future. They have one for the Cold War too, where you be out in Vietnam.
This is the one they use in the game because in Germany and like countries that were invaded by the Nazis,
Bro,
they don't want this one in the game, so we be using that one. Yeah, that's a no. That's a bad boy. Yeah, because in the game, that's what ours looks like.
oh,
We took the L.
they took down.
Yeah, in the game we took the L, so that's what it looks like.
true.
Oh, good.
Oh, we also got that one too. There's some options.
That's in the game.
There's options.
You got options. We haven't decided on an official flag yet.
Wolfenstein was kind of a weird ass game, dude.
Wanna wrap it up?
So you want to wrap up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
So, all right. We kind of got off topic. Started talking about war. That's still gun related, right?
Somewhat. I
That's
think
technically the main reason the Second Amendment was
even-
put in.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of that, going back to the shotguns, you know that Germany literally, as they invented the flamethrower and was using it on Americans, they got pissed off that we
Yeah.
invented the pump
I heard
action
about that.
shotgun,
I heard
and
about
they
that,
wanted
yeah.
to call it a war crime.
Yeah, they wanted to call the pump shotgun a war crime, but they were doing flamethrowers and they were doing mustard gas too.
And-
They were
and-
doing all types of more
but
fucked
see,
up
Oh,
shit.
they were doing that, and they were saying the shotgun was a what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
What?
it was kind of funny though because like if you think about it, if a guy shot a shotgun at someone with a flamethrower
A blood
in a
issue.
gas field, like while there was a gas strike, he just fucking ignite completely.
I think using
So-
flamethrowers is against the convention too.
It
now.
is now.
Yeah.
That was another thing. Even while it was against the Geneva Convention, I'm pretty sure we still used it on the Japanese in World War II. And instead of bitching about it, they just took it.
Damn.
Yeah,
Was
man.
it? Let me look that
We
up.
really fucked up.
It's kind of crazy.
Japan,
If you
huh?
think about it, the Geneva Convention is just us being like, these are the rules you gotta follow, but we don't gotta follow them. We're just
Well, I
basically.
think Germany was using them still too, so it was kind of like because Britain refused to use it on that front, and so did Russia. We decided that we were going to turn around, and if the Japanese were condoning their actions here, we were going to put it on them there.
Oh,
Okay.
damn. But yeah, we could wrap up, I guess.
Well, actually, I want to look up if.
Oh, we're gonna wait
flamethrowers
for
even-
that. We're gonna wait.
One more thing, don't worry.
Say one more thing. In the meantime, y'all could check out our socials.
They weren't
Instagram.
banned, but you were not
Yeah,
allowed to use
Instagram.
them to directly fry somebody. So you could use them to clear a building, but if you saw someone like running, you couldn't just hit them with
All
it.
right, yeah, that's fair. That's a fucked up way to kill someone. Just set them on
Wait,
fire.
Wait, what was it again? Sorry.
So you could like hit a building with it, even if you thought there were people in there, or like a bunker or a gun like mount. But if you saw some dude just running,
Like they're evacuating, you gotta let them run
yeah,
out.
you
can't
couldn't
just be like, oh,
just
they're running
hit
out.
the whole evacuate. Like if they were running out of the bunker, you couldn't just keep hitting them with the.
You basically
flamethrower.
just gotta use it on structures.
Yeah, you used it to clear like
like a grenade.
kind of
Yeah, like a
yeah.
grenade.
Grenade. Like you're gonna throw a grenade into a bunker. You're gonna do that.
But you couldn't smack like you if you see like a whole group of people running, you can't just throw a grenade like 5 feet ahead of them. You know what I mean? Like, I do think that's.
I feel like it should.
I don't know, to be honest, but
Time your grenade. You're timing your grenade, bro. I feel like that shit should be fun. So what if you're throwing a grenade?
So, according to Call of Duty,
Oh
it's
my
like,
shit!
you're supposed to be able to do that.
Apparently, they're still legal to this day.
What?
Flamethrowers? They're
Flamethrowers?
not a war crime to use.
Oh, they're not.
Uh,
But they're not really as effective in modern combat. Like, still, they're good.
You
for,
gotta get
like,
pretty close, I feel like, with a flamethrower too. So at that point, you use a shotgun.
at that point, you're just a target.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just use a shotgun because you gotta have fucking take on your back.
Unless you make a bulletproof like case.
Or you can't make it bulletproof. So it'll be bulletproof for like the first few bullets, maybe. Then it's gonna get fucking broken eventually.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, fucking tanks are bulletproof, but those get
But that,
destroyed.
even if a bullet passes by, would it still like explode because the gunpowder or no?
Yeah.
Still
I
have
don't think
Yeah, it's still have
flamethrowers have gunpowder.
I love
No,
how
no,
think it's
but
just
like the
gas.
bullets. Or no?
Do the bullets still have gunpowder in it? I don't think the bullet.
They do, right?
It does.
So it make a little small explosions.
I don't know.
Huh.
If you cut open one of my bullets right now, they have gunpowder.
But when you shoot it?
Oh,
After you shoot it, it still has some.
no, it's just really hot though.
No, there's like residue.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably like a little bit left. I'm guessing.
Y'all want to hear something?
But I don't
funny,
think that'd
though?
be enough to like spark something, unless it is like. It depends the distance too. I think too,
Yeah. Okay.
how hot it is out the barrel.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna tell y'all want to hear something
I'm
funny
sure.
about napalm in Vietnam.
What happened?
So you know what I told you about flamethrowers? So y'all remember what I told you about flamethrowers, right? So think about this. Using chemical warfare was illegal, made illegal through Geneva Convention in 1925. So then think about Vietnam, how flamethrowers were not allowed to be used directly on people. We weren't allowed to use chemical strikes. So if we used napalm to burn a forest we couldn't get through, that apparently wasn't breaking Geneva Convention.
You have to add it to the rules before it can be against it.
Like, so the part that kills
Nobody
me
had thought
is
about
you
that
cannot
yet.
directly light someone on fire.
You're right.
You cannot use a chemical airstrike to clear a place, but you can use a fire airstrike if you're not aware people are there.
Okay.
So I kind of put
Thanks so
that
much,
together of why we got away with using napalm in Vietnam.
So I guess if they didn't think about it yet, you can't make it illegal.
Until it's done, they'll be like, all right. It wasn't fair. I guess
We didn't know that shit existed. Now it's on the rule book. Now you can't do it.
Now it exists. There are new rules that need to be made.
Yo, but you know what's really crazy is we're gonna have a whole different type of war like in the future because like we already know for a fact that Project HARP exists, which is like that was the United States government's project to be able to control the weather, so like to create like to like control I guess like I think it's like just the clouds they create thunderstorms and shit.
Yeah.
So if you think like in a few years like, when they start implementing that into like warfare, there's gonna be like a whole different style of war, where it's like they can like do some crazy ass thunderstorm that creates like a tsunami, and just like take out a whole fucking city without even being there. It just fucking they just set that shit up and they're just like, all right, we're gonna take out this city, and we don't even have to go.
You know what's actually really
You just
cool?
have a boat.
Hold
have
up.
Be the
some
ocean.
shit,
Yeah.
You know what's actually really cool from what I
Make
just
the tides
looked
go
up on
and
Project
just
HARP?
move.
Weapon?
What I
HARP?
find actually kind of cool about this project too is apparently we did it with Canada.
We did it with Canada.
Yeah, so apparently the entirety of North America was like, fuck it, let's just control the weather.
That's crazy, man.
I'm actually kind of with that too. I was like a little worried that America was getting a little too, let's just fucking take away everybody's clouds. But if we doing it with Canada, let's go.
I trust Canada a little bit more. So
Let's do it.
I don't know if I trust Canada right now with fucking Trudeau though.
Oh yeah, Canada kind of little.
But that's a pretty badass weapon that we could like. That's like the next nuke. Think about it. Like if we had that, people would start respecting us and like know not to fuck with us. Cause that's the reason I feel like I was thinking about this the other day. Was like we grew up in a peaceful country, like in a peace times because of the nuke. Like most countries knew not to fuck with us because of the
Yeah,
nuke.
we had.
And we were lucky to live in that time, in that era where like most countries knew not to fuck with us. But we're kind of losing that reputation right now. And that's why I feel like China and Russia are starting to walk all over us.
But see, I only worry about the nuclear part because remember what I said about the manufacturing. They cannot
Yeah.
move their military force like America can.
Yeah.
Like they just can't. That's why they're targeting Taiwan and Ukraine, our allies.
I mean, yeah. Have you seen the pictures of like there's so many pictures. Like that's the thing about the internet is like everyone's dying. Like this is probably one of the most like the first wars that's going to be entirely documented. Like everyone is documenting like everything, and like people were taking pictures of like the guns that the Russian soldiers have, and they're like outdated as fuck. It's like the OG, the AK-47.
They've been seen with Mosins.
Oh shit, yeah. Like their shit's outdated as fuck. And like low-key,
Also,
some
their
people,
tanks too, like a design. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. So imagine like the tank, right? Like this is the little part that they like. The gun would be like here, right? And then you've got the wheels. You know how America, they have a dude that loads it. The way that their tanks are designed is, imagine like this has ammunition in it and it spins when he shoots and reloads it for him. The Ukrainians have realized that with any explosive, if they hit this part of the tank, the whole fucking thing just blows up.
oh true.
So it's
shit
not
jams?
anything new that they've built hasn't even really been fully tested. And because America, they do the lovely thing, they find a 17 to 18-year-old and give him health insurance, and then he got to reload the gun. Russia tried to get around that, and it's actually costing them because it made their tanks way less effective, which actually means that the tanks they were using in the Cold War and World War II are more effective than their modern tanks. So even things that they have been able to try to replace looked good on paper because, again, a tank that can reload itself and then person that's shooting it just bang, 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 bang. That sounds really good until the very reason you can do that, any simple strike will blow up your entire tank. I mean, that's what gave the Panzer so much thing is that you could not destroy a Panzer tank unless you shot it from the back. It was almost damn near impossible. It didn't matter how much that dude could shoot. You could sit there and shoot the damn Panzer all damn day. If he just kept reversing as you kept forwarding, they could smoke a cigarette before they fucking reload.
Yeah, that man. The Russians were going in there unprepared as fuck. I heard stories of like Russians calling their parents like before going in because they knew they were gonna die. Like because they're getting sent in like unprepared as fuck. Like a lot of people, a lot of Ukrainians even started feeling bad for them because they're getting sent in with, like without even ammunition like that. They'll have like one or two clips and that's it. That's
For like a gun that was
to invade a whole
made in
country?
World War II.
like to invade a whole country, like you're not sending in your troops prepared at all.
Yeah, they're like using bolt action rifles. We only use that sometimes with like some snipers.
Oh shit! Okay.
We're in an era of semi-automatics and automatics, or pump actions, not bolt actions.
So Russia is not that big of a threat, but
The nukes.
with our president, shit, he doesn't act.
But how
The
do you
nukes
know
are what I
what
worry
they
about.
don't have that they're not showing us?
What do you mean? What they don't have, what they're not showing us?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Like-
think they have anything like that. They could, but I feel
like-
like they would have brought that out already
Okay,
if they're in a war.
think about this.
So what if they're just trying to do that just to see if they can conquer whatever they have with
They're trying to take over Ukraine without their best.
They wouldn't
Yeah.
invade and start a war like that, Ivan.
I don't know. They're losing a lot of money with every day because they expect the Ukrainian war to be like over in a week. Like they're losing a lot of money in this.
That's what
invasion.
they thought it was going to be, that within a week they'd be able to take it over. They don't have the food, they don't have the ammunition, and they don't have
I think
the
that's a big
guns.
reason why they don't have the equipment too. Is because they thought it was going to be easier than it ended up being.
You guys also got to remember most of the Soviet Union's factory strength and its production capabilities came from Ukraine. Why do you think everybody in Ukraine has all this shit? Because and that's kind of where I'm a little iffy about the whole money situation going on between them and Ukraine, is that if we're giving them the materials or the means to produce this stuff, they can't.
Well, yeah, they've had that shit for a while.
That's
I
true,
don't
too.
think it's
They've
just the
been
money that we're
storing.
sending. Yeah.
Because you never see a Ukrainian that isn't in warm clothes or, having a gun with a decent clip in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think most of them had AKs or Vietnam-issued M16s,
Dude,
from what I've
idiots?
seen. Yeah, the Ukrainians.
Oh, wow, okay. So, yeah, better guns.
Because they used to have nukes too, and like that was the whole thing. It was like that was a lot of reason why people were blaming this war on Biden, was because technically Ukraine used to have nukes to defend themselves against Russia, but then we had like a deal where it's like they're gonna disarm themselves because Putin didn't like them having nukes. So we're like, okay,
I do think that came at a deal though. That if we took the nukes out of Ukraine, didn't they come out of Cuba too? I thought.
yeah,
Yeah.
But we ended up basically helping Ukraine.
Yeah, that is
still
true. Because
defend-
we were never going to
Yeah.
invade Cuba,
That's,
so
that
that
was
is
the
kind
problem.
of.
That was the problem is that we had this agreement, but we still ended up helping Ukraine build up their military, which Russia didn't like that shit because they felt like technically Ukraine was a threat from us. Like they thought we were gonna invade them through Ukraine.
Oh.
So that's the big reason why this war happened. It's because a lot of people are saying like I understand where Putin's coming from. He's looking out for his own country in a way.
Yeah, but he kind of sounds like a Confederate, like getting mad that he lost.
So yeah,
Because it's like, damn, when your whole country falls apart and then now you blame everyone else for it.
yeah. But I guess now we can wrap it up.
All right.
Got our last few thoughts out about the war. Yes, sir. I didn't even wrap it up. All right. I don't even know. I lost count of what number episode this was, but we're talking about gun control.
I think it's like 22.
It's 23, I think.
3, yeah.
It's episode 23, guys.
All right,
Thank you for tuning in. Come back next week.
Bye-bye.
Every Wednesday. What the fuck? Every Monday. Shit goes up on Monday. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Hey, Monday.
Tune in on Monday.